It's Mrs. Maths Ireland here, and I am ready to do an exam paper question with you. So we are going to look at this 2017 Paper 1, Question 1, Part A. I have seen this question being popped up very, very regularly, and quite a lot of students are getting a bit stuck on it, they're tripping up on it, and there's a really simple little trick to help you get through this question. So first things first is we have been giving a function like so, and we are asked to write it in this form. Now, this form is called completing the square, and it is important that you recognize that form. So take note of this, and the next time you see it, you know that it is the format for completing the square. So first thing we're going to do when we're completing the square is I'm going to write out my function here in front of me. And I notice that there is a 2 in front of my x squared. To do the process of completing the square, we actually just need a plain x squared. So what we're going to do is we're going to factorize out that 2. So we're left with x squared minus 7 over 2x minus 5. The reason I'm not dividing across by 2 is because I want to keep the 2 there because I will be multiplying that back in later on. So I rather kind of use the phrase of factorizing out the 2, so I make sure that I keep it there. Now we're not going to be doing anything with the 2, this 2 here, for quite a while. So we'll keep it there, but we're not going to work with it. So when you're completing the square, what you do is when you have your function and you've got your plain x squared at the start, you take the coefficient of x, which is minus 7 over 2. You halve it and you square it. When we do that, we get minus 7 over 4 all to be squared. This is where the trick is for this question. When you are doing this part and you're getting a fraction, leave the fraction in the bracket squared. Don't square it, okay? Just leave it like that. Now, you know that if you square a negative number, you get a positive. So actually, even more convenient for us, I can actually write that as a positive 7 over 4 squared. So I take this and I rewrite my function x squared minus 7 over 2x. Now, I take this number and I add it and I subtract it between the x and the plus c part of the equation. Now we are working towards this section here, where I am trying to find the perfect square. So if I just take a different color so I can show you, you are going to look specifically at this part now, and you are going to create a little perfect square here. So let's do that here now in red. So x by x gives me x squared, so we're going to factorize this. Now, this is the reason why I left this in the bracket squared, because you know that this is a perfect square, so this number has to be exactly the same. So what is 7 over 4 by 7 over 4? It's 7 over 4 squares. Okay, so that's the trick with this. Leave this as a fraction squared. Don't actually work it out. We also know as well that we're going to get the same signs, and obviously this both signs are minus in here. If you check on your calculator, you will get minus 7 over 2 when you pop in minus 7 over 4, minus 7 over 4 on your calculator. So going back to our original color, then I can just write in the rest of the stuff. So again, with this section here, you're just computing that, and you're going to get minus 129 over 16. So I now know that these two brackets are the same, so I can rewrite them as x minus 7 over 4, all in a bracket squared, minus 129 over 16. So now you've pretty much got the form correct, but you do need to multiply back in this 2. So we're just going to rewrite that as 2 multiplied by the bracket, x minus 7 over 4 squared. And then we're going to multiply the 2 by this fraction here at the end, and we're going to get minus 129 over 8 when we do that. And this is your answer here. So you have rewritten that function into this form. The next question is, why do we bother? Why do we do this? Why do we rearrange it? Well, the point is, when we have a function rearranged into this form, the completing the square form, we can actually find the minimum or the maximum value of that function without having to draw it, without having to do any sort of calculus work. That's the reason behind it. That's another day's work. For the moment, this is just teaching you how to complete the square when you end up with a fraction. I hope you found that helpful, and I will see you soon for another exam paper solution. Bye!